Hello and welcome back to Esoteric Ebb. We are about to speak to the dead. That's the plan. So, let's turn to the elf here and let's speak with the dead. The elf's corpse lies motionless on the slab. Take a closer look. Moving it to the lich house has caused some minor scuff marks, but nothing major. There's a gentle repose cast on it. That's how it survived the journey in one piece. How did they move the corpse here? The so-called duck, Viskin and him performed a corpse retrieval. A real man. It was an impressive feat of magic to keep it intact despite the short journey. Alright, let's go. With little fanfare nor any magical sparks, you see a slight twitch on the scorched body. As long as the mouth remains somewhat intact, the spell will allow it to speak. It is sacrilegious, but perhaps the animated spirit will give you something useful in retribution. As if they weren't turned to a coal-like substance, the lips begin to move, like sludge. A faint wheezing comes out of its throat. What are the rules of this again? 5 questions. The spirit of the deceased is under no obligation to answer truthfully. Then again, you are human, and this is an elf, so... The soul itself cannot learn any new information. You are not speaking to an actual person, but rather just speaking with a mirror of its mind at the point of death. So no asking about the afterlife, got it? Souls can only be animated by with dead once per week. This is your only opportunity. Be direct and stern in your questions, and stoic. Do I ask in present or past tense? It does not matter. The elf will not be aware of your perspective, and as such will interpret any question as, what was your name, such as, what was your name, as, what is your name? Okay, I'm ready. Time to talk. Maybe she'll be happy to answer. Remember, Cleric, 5 questions. That's all you get. Okay, so there are a lot of silly questions in here. Okay, let's eliminate them one by one. Let's take this seriously. What is the meaning of life? I don't think we need. So 15's out. Who did you work for is interesting. Did anyone want to kill you? We think the answer is lots of people. Where did you live? Unimportant. Why were you at the tea shop? I think that's okay, but we know the answer. Favorite color doesn't matter. Where did you die? We already know. How did you live? That's a bit too open-ended. How did you die? We kind of already know, but we could ask. Who killed you is interesting if she knows the answer. This obviously isn't anything. This could be something. But we already know what the answer is. What are you voting in the election? Actually could be useful. Let's go for, how did you die? I think that's an okay first question. 9 fires of humanity. Great, cryptic bullshit. So it's the, it's the necklace as we thought it was. 4 questions remaining. Who did you work for? Ilum, myself, my heart, in reverse order. That's 2. 3 more questions. What are you voting in the election? Freestrider. Huh. Guess that could make sense. I haven't socialized enough with elves to know how they lean politically. Okay, that's interesting. As you might imagine, elf, I'm a nationalist. You get no response from the corpse. Don't think the elf cares, Cleric. So the reason why Freestrider is interesting is that links her with a specific faction, potentially. So she may be interested in Freestrider interests, which we kind of could have guessed before now, but it gives us a solid thing. So, who did you work for? So she worked for herself for Ilum. How did you die? What are you voting? I guess who killed you, if she knows. But why were you in the tea shop when it exploded is also good. Why were you at the tea shop and why were you in the tea shop when it exploded? Ooh, or why are you voting Free Strider? Why are you voting Free Strider? Meridoc Moonwatch. Oh, the man in yellow. Interesting. The corpse's scorched mouth then chatters, another sentence falling out. I love his books. Ah, so she doesn't know him, but knows of him. Either way, we've got all the info we need from him already, so that's good. Yeah, now we need to head inside the pillar. Uh-huh. However the hell that's supposed to happen. Anyhow, one question. I mean, we gotta ask this one. I mean, we already know why she was in the tea shop. There was a meeting there. But who killed you? I did. What? The goblin leans in, eyebrows raised. This is in a metaphorical sense, right? This isn't a real sense. This is a she killed herself by choosing to do the job type thing. Fascism chose the path. I chose the end. He scowls. Huh. Fascism forced her to blow up the tea shop? Right. Hold on, Snell. That could be really deep and meaningful information. Yeah, well, find me someone in Ascan who isn't bound by fascist ideals and I'll give you 1,000 crowns. The corpse's mouth stiffens once more and the mimicking of life ends. That is 5. Cast Speak with Dead on the dead elf. Okay. Alright, cool. What did we learn? It's an elf? That's true, it's an elf. Some interesting stuff to think about. The goblin nods and gives you a thumbs up. Nice job on the spell, Cleric. I'll give him a thumbs up back and then leave. Now, I was going to say, could I speak to that dead? No. I don't want to speak with Viskin yet. We're going to move on from here. So what did we learned that she's inspired by Free Strider ideals. She said that she was killed by fascism. Oh, I can speak to this one. Perfect. I knew there was another one down here. Who was this guy? Dead working man. Okay. Speak with dead. The corpse is filled with the animated spirit of whoever he was in life. I don't think this guy's got anything interesting to say, Cleric. I don't know, Snell, maybe he saw something about the tea shop. I did not, the corpse whispers out. Ah, fuck. The corpse does not respond. Your companion sighs. Just think. Ask normal questions. This man clearly is unimportant. What were you voting in the election? Party of Norvik. Oh, that's a great choice. I'm also a nationalist. Yet no response from the corpse. You happy now? That's 2. How did you die? I fell in the bathroom. Pretty calm way to go, honestly. Tell me everything you know about the tea shop, or what you knew. The corpse does not respond. Not a question. Not a question. What, how, when, and who do you know related to or surrounding the general topic of the tea shop either exploding and or anything else that happens there? The dwarves go there. It's a rebel place, bad place. I don't let my boys go near. I won't raise no stinking Ascalist. That bird is a rotten apple too, just in case you wanted to know. Damn, you got yourself a milk drinker. So he said his boys don't go near? Is this the father of the 2 boys? The one that runs the newspaper Kiosk and the other one? Okay. Didn't you have anyone who could pay for your resurrection? Yes, my boys. They would not dare leave me dead. Unless she means boy. He might mean boys as kind of like the group of people who work for him. He's been down here for a long time. They are not coming to save him. How disrespectful of his sons to leave him here. The corpse stops being animated and returns to its still state. Hope you learned something. I can tell you for sure that there are 100-year-old men, or 100-old human men who would answer the exact same stuff down on Waterlane. So I guess you could spend money on rezzing him, but that's really up to you. Rezzing? Slang for resurrection, duh. Well, it was interesting. Good that you think that. Okay, well, we've done that now. I also realized that the rebels might act... Well, not rebels, but whoever they are. The ones that hang out in the mill might actually be here at this time of day. So we should go and check that out as well. Also, is that one of our missing quests? It was! Nice. Yeah, almost a month's rent to bring him back. But we could bring him back. Interestingly. Okay. Let's head up here. And we want to head this place. Right. In we go. Quick save. And... Hello.
Huh.
Lord Cleric. He nods his head. Larper. They all need to go to the Earthguard training. Each and every one of them. I found the documents. What? I mean, awesome. How did you... I will not disclose that information. That's fine by me. Do you have it, like right now? Here you go. The blonde kid slowly opens the ledger of shaking hands. Then you watch as he squints, staring at the handful of papers. This is... The magistrates are selling out the city. They are. They actually are.
Uh-huh.
What? Let me see. The quiet kid leans over, his face grows pale.
Huh?
Rolo? Holy shit. This is big. Real big. He carefully places the contract within the ledger again. Our contact will, want this. His eyes dart around the room. Here it comes, he's got big plans. Maybe, he glances between you and the paper. This might sound dumb, but maybe we should share this with Modissa. What? But she's got a printer. This needs to spread fast to make a difference. Because, like, what the hell could we actually do with it ourselves? The shield guy will know what to do with it, right? Sure, but he does not trust their contact. Not in this way. Not sure I trust the contact with this. What should we do? Oh gods, this is a damn mess. The blonde kid takes a deep breath. Modissa could go crazy, but at the same time, if we hand it over to the contact, we don't know what the hell it would do. Okay. Take it to the Asgul youth. You should not give an inch to the Asguls. Your contact is the safest bet. Or, I don't think your contact would be too happy with you taking charge. Okay. Should not give an inch to the Asguls. I kind of feel like that's our path. I think that it might not be correct, but... You should not give an inch to the Asguls. Your contact is the safest bet. He gives you a stern expression. No, I guess you're right. They wouldn't want to cooperate anyhow, and they do have a destructive ideology. The blonde boy nods and looks to his friends. The Norvikian resistance is against Asgul and Free Strider influence in the city. Both. He straightens out his posture. I'll deliver these documents to our contact. Thank you again, Cleric. Your service to the city, to the resistance, has been invaluable. So now I can go for this. Quick save. And then I should be able to tell them to go and get jobs. Like we did before. Jobs. So this.
Oh.
We've been down this path before. Infected with what? Outsiders, free striders, immigrants. I have a friend from Fordnip. He's cool. Oh my god. I think we might have gone down the other path. My apologies. So, where were we? Back in this one. Our services city is not something you can put a price on. Great comeback, but Betty's thought about this one for a long time. Actually, I work on Waterlane some days. I used to deliver milk. It's a seasonal thing. Rolo worked at the fishery. Gives the quiet kid a dirty look. We have been down this path before. The assholes fired me for not keeping up the bullshit quota, so yeah, Cleric, we would have had proper jobs if the city wasn't so infected. Infected with what? Outsiders, free striders? Being immigrants? Sometimes, but not like... I have a friend from Fordnip, he's cool. Licky's family is for Jenny. There's a difference between immigrants and immigrants. Okay. We're the good immigrants in this case. The taps that work hard, I guess. Don't commit crime. They should learn to speak Diminori too. Wouldn't they make nice food? Cool, we got a definitive list now. We'll wait for the kid to explain. He rubs his cheek. It's complicated, okay? Norvik has always been a place Earth conquered for humans, but he was also friends with a lot of other folk. So the main issue isn't really immigrants, it's more like when there's so many immigrants, the city can't keep everyone like in stable, long-term, healthy relationships. What? No. Happy? Sure, something like that. But in the end, the Freestriders make a bunch of crowns in the city while the Earthfolk suffer. And we don't like that. We don't. We really don't. Well, I think we should... Wait, yeah, just get a job. How hard could it be? No, but I think we should keep things exactly as they are now. Okay, we disagree. If you tried getting a gig at any of the guilds in the last couple of years, 70 hours a week at the fishery got me barely enough to afford rent. Add some food on top of that and it's barely enough to survive. And then they cut hourly rate to keep up the pressure from investors. You know, from Reeds. It's a shit show. Okay, are we going down the same... So there's loops. Okay. So here we say happy. Just get a job. How hard could it be? Easy for you to say. If you tried getting a gig at any of the guilds in the last couple of... Okay. Good luck with that. Okay, so we can't go back down that path. We've already done it. We're just getting the other dialogue we didn't get previously. Okay, and that wasn't one that we needed... Oh no, it is one that we have to take through. Norvikian resistance. Wonderful. Humans arrived on Jor as slaves. Huh? The dragons took us, and we were the ideal followers. Powerful, loyal, honorable. Unlike them. Stolen from our homeland, now we rule. A rotten tale with a glorious end. The dragon required cattle, worshippers, flesh to work their fields and fill their hoards. We were delivered via gates, each of us from a different world with different myths, varying skin colors, unique cultures, all of us human. They united us. This was our strength against those filthy lizards. Today it is imperative we do not lose that sovereignty, the Macht, which has been constructed tirelessly over the course of centuries. Macht, dwarven word meaning approximately something akin to power or control. That's very funny that he's like talking about how the humans are now and how we don't lose our sovereignty with a dwarven word. That which was ruthlessly ruined by the Arcanists. We lost everything thanks to them. Yeah. An unimaginable tragedy. Doug Doolin Dim shoved his blade into the heart of Desirel Danor. From that moment on, mankind relished in their dominance of old Diminor. Man built kingdoms, man received the blessings of multiple gods, more gods than most folk had ever seen in recent history. Man followed wise philosopher kings, in that we grew strong. It was not until half a millennia later, after half a century of magical conflict, that it all crumbled into dust. But you descended from those few who disavowed the carnage. You descended from Earthfolk, those pure-hearted men who listened to Earth's promise of a free kingdom in Ascan, and rode the waves west. Those were the men who built the Great Old. Those are the men who carry humanity to modernity, following their good, pure, strong, and eternally wise God King, Earth. We are lost without him. Actually, no, we will carry his legacy. It is our duty. Forever, until the end of everything, as the last of mankind. What about the humans who remained in Old Diminor, or Reeds, I mean? After waves of weaponized plagues, curse bombs, and rogue construct armies, only small parts of a few enclaves survived. Those scattered humans banded together to reform city-states in the rubble. But the Freestrider menace rose alongside them. Shudder. In order to refill the ranks of empty industries, the so-called liberators of free cities opened all the borders. They made citizenship a commodity. They invited everyone into their fallen lands. Within a few decades, humans became a minority in reeds. The acreage not permanently ruined by magic were repurposed by folk from around the coast, as well as those barbaric creatures living on the borderlands. Ask any man in the East and he will tell you, my people have no state, we are stateless. No one likes being a minority. That doesn't matter in a multicultural society, or why is that a bad thing? Let's say, why is that a bad thing? In a democratic governorship, a rule by the masses and their cultural ideals and thoughts, it is the minority who suffer and the majority who conquers. As humans lost their majority in reeds, the free cities, those humans left also lost control of their own destiny. Free Striders seek prosperity, yes, but at the cost of sovereignty. So Norvik is the only human state left in the world. Yes, in the broader coastal community at least. There might be hidden enclaves in Heishi and Yim you have read about. The Japanese are legendary after all. But in effect, yes, you are the last of humanity. Keep that in mind. What are the Free Striders doing in Norvik then? They are stabbing you. One blade at a time, sometimes a tiny cut, a simple graze, but now as their election looms, you can feel it. A plunge deep into your flesh. The last piece of humanity left in the realm. So, yes, think it through. Everything inside yourself, that which makes you a man, tells you that we need to retain a majority. That's the only way we can ensure control of our own destiny. Earth built a land for mankind to rule, to govern, to hold as their own. Everyone else is a visitor or a guest. We, the human people, are its owners. As such, we must hold our ground. We must bear that weight. We must defend the city. Oh, come on. You think you're some true Norvikian? You're not even fully human, you hairy fuck. The vast majority of your flesh is earthfolk to the bone. Then there's a tiny part honorable dwarf, yes. So that's okay then, just as long as it's a statistically negligible amount of foreign blood. Exactly. Sure, whatever, you want to be anti-Free Strider, go ahead, might as well just... Kingly blood. What? Blood of kings. The fuck? Hold on, listen to it. You know, each vein points in a direction of greatness, each limb an extension of something untold, as forecalled by eras and sagas of old. Chaos lies in the nature of men, only kept in check by the state, which tendrils land. Digging, rooting, gripping, holding. Your uneasy stomach rumbles at the thought of the world outside your control. You must make things right. The only way you know, to sit atop the monster. Ride the beast of yore. Become Leviathan apparatus. Okay then. Tell me more about Defend the City. Protect the innocent. Be the hero you were meant to be. Alters ability score modifiers on helmets. Positive modifiers get +1, negatives get -1. I've seen that before. True Norvikian? Yeah, not sure exactly what this masturbatory nationalistic fantasy is all about. But sure, be a pure-blooded human if you really want to. Go flex in a damn mirror or whatever. Roll initiative with your strength if it's higher than your dex. Oh, that's kind of interesting. Tell me more about Leviathan apparatus. Strangle the chaos. Take hold of the beast that is the realm. Enemies always roll initiative with disadvantage. Ooh, okay. There's some cool stuff there. True Norvikian would mean we basically go first in every single combat. But it's the Free Strider inside us giving that, so... Defend the city, definitely. Be a man, stand tall, defend the city. That you will. Until the day you die. Okay. So now we have that, so let me have a look here. Is there anything I want to get rid of? Trinkets, equipped weapons, healing spells. Wait, no, we don't have one for helmets? I thought we had one that affected helmets. I guess we don't. Okay. So that would give us +1 strength, +1 charisma based on where we are now. Future Patriarch triggers all the time. I guess I could get rid of the Cleric. We're at full health right now. Yeah, I think I get rid of the Cleric. Wait, where is it? Future Patriarch, Unstoppable Force, Voice of God, the Cleric. There we go. Defend the city. Right. So that now means that I get an extra charisma, another lowered dex there, and strength and lowered wisdom. Our wisdom was up at 7 at one point, but we've got so many more negatives now. Oh. Anyway. Right, let's go. Oh, I suppose I should look at my helms as well, just while we're here. That would be 2 strength, 2 charisma. That lowers your intelligence now, though. Yeah, none of these are what we're looking for. They're interesting, but yeah. Okay. Let's head down here. So what else do I need to do? So we've done that one. Let's do a quest check, actually. We do have some quests we haven't got, but I assume that some of them are related to the, like, the faction we haven't met. Modissa. So this is Everglad, which we're not going to do. But it's effectively, this is final quest. Oh, we should speak to Viskin about this. Probably. Yeah, that's all tea shop stuff. Not doing the copper press. We haven't found it anywhere, which is interesting. But yeah, actually, I think everything else is done. Yeah, so it's just main stuff. We could speak to Sageleaf as well. I have the feeling we should speak to Sageleaf at this point. We've kind of gone far enough that we should speak to Sageleaf. Also, how much money do I have? I have 620. I wonder if that's enough for a resurrection. I wonder if Viskin could perform a resurrection. Right. Also, we beheld him. Oh, let's roll it. Okay. That's fine. And you? Hey, nat 20. Usually kobolds are only dangerous in large numbers. This one appears to be extremely deadly on his own. Beware. There's something deeper in his connection to his master. This kobold holds the Pale Man as the highest possible value. Literally his personal god. Ah, okay. Yes, he says without a smile, putting away some of the documentation before him. I was dead when I was brought here. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to say. Yes, he admits it so easily. I apologize for not telling you the truth earlier. I was advised not to. He puts down his pen and looks you dead in the eyes. When you arrived here, you were deceased sometime in the night from drowning. Right. Approximately 3 hours before arrival, I immediately began the formal procedure until I received word from Lady Sageleaf along with payment. The lady wants you alive. Oh, so she paid for a resurrection. He nods. She wanted you alive. The lady had been notified of your arrival here. As such, I prepared a resurrection. You rezzed me? I rezzed you, yes. That's powerful magic. It is. I have my sources. The Pale Man holds incredible power if he is able to bypass the esoteric limitation. However, I suggest you speak with Lady Sageleaf about this. If you require answers, I am simply a middleman. Snell? Huh? The goblin gives you a conflicted expression. I didn't know, Cleric. I really didn't. He did not. Lady Sageleaf instructed me to not inform anyone, even her own agents. No need to be paranoid. True, it's just some esoteric bullshit. Indeed. Snail scratches his chin. Not entirely sure how I feel about this. The old lady isn't one to spend money on resurrecting a city cleric. I'm guessing she didn't want to wait for another one to appear? We should go speak with her, but remember she paid for your resurrection, Cleric. I'll refrain from commenting until I hear her side of it. Smart. It was a lie, but it was a lie for expediency. What spell did you use to revive me? He's quiet for several seconds. A modification, then. A personal resurrection spell. Raise dead. With changes. It is not the original spell, as I'm sure you understand. Viskin's Raise Dead. My spell required a higher cost, while lowering the spell's complexity in return. A higher cost, like a blood cost? No, Cleric. The new cost is doubled, 1,000 crowns, which is not too bad. My life is worth much more than that, yes. The pale man stares at you. Is this why I lost my ability to cast higher level spells? Potentially. Whatever issues your body and soul appear to have had with my spell, it was not permanent. My soul and body? It's more common than you might think. I feel really weird when I woke up. Like, different. Is that your dark magic also? That can happen, yes. As it can with any resurrection magic when a soul is given sufficient time away from its body. So my soul is ruined? No. Soul magic is complicated. Not even the greatest arcanists were able to unlock all of the secrets of the inner light. Perhaps one day you will. Right, I'll go speak with Lady Sageleaf. Good idea. The pale man was simply an instrument. But it is good to understand the game that you've been entangled with. I'm gonna press 9, then I'm gonna quick save, then I'm gonna ask what he would do, what he needs. I need help entering the gate of Jor. I'm sure you do. Great, can you help me? He coughs once. Why not? He says with such gusto. You know how to get in? I do. There is no major secret, however the method is quite difficult. To enter a pillar of Jor, you will need to crack left in the gates. You will need astral projection. The 9th level spell? Indeed. You would only need a spell scroll. That is the only reasonable manner to solve this. Can you cast a spell? Without a spell scroll, I cannot. Embarrassing. I disagree. Alas, you're allowed to have your opinion. Soft spot. Wouldn't that just project your spirit? Normally, yes. However, entering a gate of Jor with said spirit causes your physical being to follow. This is documented by the Tulin, the snail folk who laid the groundwork for this type of research. I can't cast like 9th level spells. Undoubtedly. Rude. And how about a spell scroll? He nods. Precisely, Cleric. A spell scroll of astral projection, extremely powerful item, no doubt. However, it would not be so strange for one to be found in the halls beneath us. Of course, despite your natural acumen for string manipulation, you do not possess the ability to cast 9th level spell scrolls reliably. If you acquire one, you bring the scroll to me, I will cast it for you. You can cast 9th level spells? I can reliably cast 9th level spell scrolls, yes. Admittedly, that is no small feat, but it is not to be conflated with the power to freely wield 9th level magic. Doing so is unheard of since the Ghost War. Oh, wait, I think I already have one of those. Excuse me? I've got one here. He grabs the scroll with deliberate movements and reverence. Wonderful. You're full of surprises, Cleric. The pale man opens it, taking a few glances over the ancient text. A scroll of the Tulin Castle, this will do fine. He puts it away and gives you a slight smile. There's an illusory wall here over by my book collection, he says and gestures towards the shelves in the western wall. Of course you already know that, but I hope its contents will prove useful and will continue to prove useful. Oh, thanks. You're welcome. When you're ready, call for me at the pillar and I will cast it on you, and any party members you wish to bring into the darkness. Nod. Could use a scroll of wish instead? A scroll of wish? He looks up from his desk. Yeah. He only glances at it. Do not cast this, Cleric. Okay, can I ask why? Wish is a spell designed to cause irreparable damage. It tears through the material, ripping it, at best, into nothing. I will not cast it for you. You cannot cast it for yourself. I'm assuming you found it below. Yeah, I got it from a snail man, nice guy. Understandable. His expressionless face slowly turns away from you. I will encounter this snail soon, but no, your scroll cannot be used to enter the pillar. It would only send you further beyond. Even the replication of a lesser spell, a resurrection perhaps, could cause untold horrors. So even if you do figure out how to use it, do not. Keep it close, however. One day it will surely be a handy tool for destruction, if the odds outweigh the endless potential suffering. Says nothing more on the subject. Okay. I'm going to reload. I want to see what Olzis says. So, that's why we're going to reload. Right. Also, I'm not ready yet. What have I got here? Oh, it's just Lady Sageleaf. Yeah, sorry, I was forgetting what we had here. Also, they have a greater connection, explaining the greater connection through here. Okay, so we gotta speak with Lady Sageleaf, obviously. Right? We gotta. It's time. Let's go. Cleric. Out of the tea shop. Well, well, her eyes focus in on you and the room seems to shrink. Go on, Cleric. Snell takes a deep breath next to you. There was a dead elf. She lifts her head and gives you a cold expression. Do you have an identity? Yes. Well, it's an elf. She slumps on her throne, pondering for a moment. A headache into migraine. She groans. Elves, Ilum, obviously. May their forest burn for bringing such chaos to my streets. Her words strike fear into your spine. Yes, anything new to report? Perhaps something actually useful? Okay, many things. Let's see. Hold on, can I just play dumb? Well, yeah. Looking over the facts, you realize there's pretty much only two ways out of this. You either tell her what she wants to hear, or you can convince her that you're incompetent. You did not spend your years training to humiliate yourself like this. This is ridiculous. You cannot possibly look like a fool. I really don't want to do that. Sure, then you gotta do the job properly. Tell her the full story. It'll be a coin toss. But coin toss actually had a lot more sides than two. Okay. What if I walk away? We're not going to, I just want to do that first. What do you mean? I could just ignore the quest and walk away, that way I won't piss off anyone. Yes, that is possible. You will lose out on assistance from the lady if you do not complete her task, and she will surely be cross with you. And you will not gain favour of Magistrate Darrow either. And you would lose out on the amazing experience of completing a quest. Yes, that as well. Wouldn't that hinder my grander quest? It's important to note that you are able to find the one or ones responsible for the tea shop's demise without completing this particular quest, but it could be slightly more difficult. It's up to you. Oh, okay. A brooch survived the flames. A brooch? Show me now. Okay. The lady inspects the leaf in her tiny hands. She senses its esoteric nature. Tacky, typically elven, and magical, her eyes lift, landing on you. Yet also ruined. It must have got really hot in there. If this brooch was intended to, it was indeed destroyed by that inferno, then the origin of that fire must be magical. That is what I believe to be the case. Who walks around with a melted magical brooch? True, it's pretty strong evidence. She turns it over in her claw. The brooch itself is indicative of high-ranking elven power. This symbol is worn by members of the Mender's Court. A royal? If that makes it easier for your limited human sensibilities, yes. The Mender? Ilum. The dragon growls at you. Her witlessness has spun this band into chaos more times than I. She catches herself and mutters through a clenched maw, for a shadow is responsible for this. Symbol? The foulest symbol in Ascan. The mending tree. Horn? What? How do you wear it? It's a brooch, Cleric, she explains as if talking to a child. You put it on your clothing wherever you want. Can I have it back, please? The dragon tosses it to you with a frown. I do not wish her mark anywhere upon my lands. The tea machine thing was active at the time of the explosion. The tea machine? He exhales. Ah, the tea machine. It was in the process of brewing tea. We even found some tea leaves inside. Interesting. Considering the shop was closed at the time, that's quite the clue. Perhaps this elf was making tea. Perhaps the elf expected company. Ah, that would make sense. One more question. What kind of tea leaves were in the machine? Why is she interested in that? Snell gives you a glance. I'll show her the leaves. She takes one sniff at the dry leaves and frowns. Ukal. A Cargameshian plant. She's hiding something, but what? Next, what else? A metal door was melted off its hinges. Melt? Yes. I funded that shop. The door was hardsten, was it not? Dwarven made. It does not simply melt. It was thick. A thick metal. It was indeed hardsten, my lady. Her face scrunches up. To melt hardsten, that would require incredible heat. Something like a 7th level fireball would do the trick. That's good information, well done. There were 9 explosions. Her eyes focus on you, like fiery spotlights placed upon your soul. Elaborate. Okay, it's a bit complicated. Oh, please do enlighten us, Cleric. Bring some wonderful human knowledge into our uncivilized halls. It was a necklace of fireballs, with 9 beads on it. That's what started this whole thing. A necklace of fireballs? She scoffs. This explosion cannot be produced by Arcanist mimicry. You're speaking of a divine era or even older artifact. A reasonable explanation, yet vexing. It simply raises more questions. I'm afraid so, lady. She frowns and scratches her claws on her wooden throne. What else? It's a DC 0 check now. Wow. Oh, but every time we explain something, it makes the charisma convince her that we're an idiot check harder and harder and harder. A copy of the Undercommon survived the flames. She hits the wooden throne, giving off a loud thud. I told the damn bird not to stock that magazine. He shows her sharp teeth. Bird didn't listen, eh? Shut it. It was never there, Cleric. The Undercommon is banned throughout Tolstad, permanently. She lets out a frustrated growl. Those gnomes, I should have had them strung up. They didn't even hire good writers. You hear Snell let out a slight groan. You've set her off on a rant. Nice. An indestructible magazine. Ridiculous. I could imagine a book, perhaps, but what did they think? Who reads a magazine more than once? Except those ignorami cum effusus cerebus. She slams her fist on the throne. Artes, esoterici, illiteracy, debent, purneri, trecentis, verberibus inforo. I think she's speaking Latin. Is that Draconic? You've broken her, Cleric. The goblins around the chamber appear to nod and murmur in agreement while Snell is just staring at the ground. I agree. He finds his voice. Indeed. However, the presence of the Undercommon is, quite interesting. She appears to calm down. From our previous investigation into this travesty, we know the Undercommon is indeed immune to all types of fire. It's evidence. Yes, okay. She takes a deep breath. What else? Well, a -1 DC check. Do it. Yes. You go over the details, the broad strokes, putting the events into clear chronological order. Lady Sageleaf listens patiently as you explain it all. The tea shop owner was not there, but the elf was, and the elf clearly had a reason to sit in the closed tea shop. The elf was in possession of a fully stocked necklace of fireballs. The goblin chieftain's lips curl into a slight smile, which then turns into a grim frown. You're excited for a second. Go on. She finds your explanation intellectually stimulating, time to lay out the entire plot from the beginning. One thing that didn't make sense to me from the start was, why a tea shop? She shrugs. Why indeed? Snell glances between his queen and yourself. Careful now. You know the truth, you understand it. No one meant to blow up the tea shop. It was an accident, a deal gone wrong. It was an assassination. It was overkill. It was sent to send a message. Interesting. So she said that she was killed by fascism. No one meant to blow up the tea shop, or it was an assassination. It was an assassination, we know, because it was the rogue spellcaster. Yeah. I think. But I'm going to say we can't say for sure, not right now. I think. I don't know. Like, we know there's a rogue spellcaster, but we've never actually found... Like, we know that she had enemies. She had the necklace of fireballs, apparently, which I'm not entirely sure we knew before this point, but let's say we knew that. So she had the necklace of fireballs. She probably didn't deliberately blow herself up, right? We know that she was going to meet the hag there. The tea shop was closed. And we know the Free Striders are maybe involved. But this rogue spellcaster is really the only person who has any information on what exactly happened at that moment. I don't know if it was an accident, which would mean, like, I think we have to say it was an assassination. It was an assassination, it was overkill, it was to send a message. But if it was to send a message, you'd have to know what the message is, but I guess whoever a message was meant for could know that. I'm going to say 2. She scrunches her nose. Eh? Message to whom? Stay silent. No one, I say. I do not believe for a second this was a planned attack. There are too many important targets so close. Had it been a simple fireball spell, perhaps. Snell, do you know how rare this artifact is, this necklace of fireballs? He nods. Exceedingly rare, my lady. Perhaps not, a single bead, those float around the coast from time to time. Still expensive, but... Remnants of the Coast War. Each bead, if detonated together, would result in a blast increasing in power. 1 level per bead. Starts on 3rd level, as any normal fireball spell would. 9 beads, that would mean blast was above 9th level. Yes, Cleric. Her smile widens. 11th level. By Earth. Simple math, the goblin says, looking concerned. Earth, pray tell. She scoffs loudly and with an air of annoyance. I'm just as impressed the dwarven masonry still stands. I assume such power would tear reality itself asunder. But no, it's simply scorched a lot hotter. I should also mention there was a gold chain in the hands of the elf. A gold chain, as in... That must be the necklace then, it actually survived the blast? It turned to dust after it was removed from the corpse. The goblin chieftain clicks her tongue and leans back in her throne. Interesting, once spent the core chain must have retained some magic. Until trifled with, of course. The lady glances to Snell, then back to you. Well done, you've convinced me of this perspective, at least for now. The lady grows silent and begins twirling a ring on her finger. How is the cleric's health, Snell? Health, my lady? Do you believe he could require some magical assistance? The goblin mutters and gives you a good look. Yeah. She takes off the ring and tosses it to you. Wield it well, human. It will keep you up and running. She leans on her claw and glares at you. This joint venture is not yet finished. Snell, Cleric. Yes, my lady? You need to find the responsible party and bring them to justice. That is what you do, is it not? Oh yes, always. Good. The elf might be dead, but I'm certain whoever is responsible here is not. Speak with the relevant parties, find out everything about this elf. Locate the missing witness, this Frank son of Frank, dressed in yellow, fake name or not. If he can be found, you must do it. And it's a question of the poor fool drummer, of course. You have until the election, Cleric. Be quick about it. Time is running thin. Do you know anything about this dead elf? She groans. There were words of a certain elf making friends with political circles here in Tolstad. I'm assuming this is the one. I'd suggest speaking with those connected. The Asgulls for their involvement in the tea shop, Viskin for the post-mortem, and of course the corpse itself. That you should be able to handle. I spoke with Drummer, who was hiding in a warehouse on Water Lane View. Did you now? She leans in, saying, and what did the bird say? She glances to Snell. We discovered an illegal smuggling operation, my lady. A what? The bird couldn't have run it himself, could he? There was an undisclosed hidden safe connected with the tea shop. Drummer used it as storage space for the Free Striders. I took his papers. Drummer cannot leave the city, at least not in any official capacity. Good. He might still slip on through, but this way it'll at least be easier to catch. She leans back on her throne. We will make sure to attempt to catch him. Snell? I've already sent word. We'll do our best. Of course you will. At the very least, the bird was found, and that adds to the full picture. Gods, do I hate the Free Striders. Who doesn't hate the Free Striders? A fair statement. Now, what else? Nope, I'm not telling her who son of Frank is. We said we wouldn't. Okay. Okay, so we can't ask her about her resurrecting us. It just cannot be done. Also, wisdom! Alright, something is very wrong. So I'm not sure if I made the right decision telling her, but I've told her now. 2 con slowly regenerates HP over time. That's interesting. We could always equip that if we're low on HP. And we know we're not going to need the other stats. Although I don't know how we'd know that. Anyway, let's take root at the tea shop. What is loneliness? Excuse me? What is it? The feeling in your chest, that feeling in your chest. The knowledge of lacking, of being without, this thing hanging veil-like as a connective tissue between others. Is it something? Or is it simply void? What's this got to do with the tea shop? Everything. It is the central theme. So, you come here to solve a mystery. Yet, what you find is everything working against you. Like, why didn't I get access to the tea shop straight away? Indeed. Political forces working against each other, not in direct competition but indirectly, as the election looms over all folk. A coin lord who wishes nothing to be brought to light under his reign. A chieftain who wishes to hold her domain tightly, caught between a poor woman in a tea shop. How do you know she's innocent? Not innocent, but somehow you know she did not deserve such an end. I'm well on my way to dealing with this already. I just gotta keep going a bit further. That is true. For you, despite these tribulations, it's proven a revitalization, return to form. This last year has been terrible. I don't disagree. But now, you're on your way to handle it all thanks to my hard work. You always work hard. But your new companion who's been the turning point, Snell, his presence is good in your life. He is potentially a friend. A friend? Friendship is not a necessity, nor is beauty, nor is love. They do not help you survive in this world. Rather, each of these things gives value to survival, so the empty hole in your chest does not open up as wide at the end of your next quest. When the silence of your tower office or room at Mom's apartment does not engulf you quite so suddenly and hastily. Remember that feeling. But then you can ask yourself another question. What is tea, really? Are you shifting topic again? A warm liquid filtered through leaves of various distinguished plants, only to be served to free-spirited youthful folk of common cloth. Drink of the post-war era. These youths, they sound like idiots. Some of them are lost, yes, but that is not a fool make. You see, at the centre of Norvik, in the middle of the chilled river Torna, sits a fortress. One filled with folk, each of them flowing through the alleys and tunnels and streets, at the centre of which you find a tea shop. Stepping through its doors, you're immediately hit by a wave of exotic aromas. There are folks of all kinds debating, playing music and exchanging ideas within these walls. Stacks of newspapers thrown about the tables. Behind the counter you see a dark feathered creature serving freshly brewed cups. This is a tea shop. There are many like it in Norvik. There's nothing special about this one apart from the fact that this one blew up. Wait, what's this tea shop called again? That is clearly not important, since it is now left only a memory to those who loved its comfort. It was the best years of your life. It was the closest you ever came to having real friends. Most of it spent drinking halfling tea in the Vargby, with people. Oh, shut up. They used you. Aren't you the one who's always going on about exploited labour? Well, that's you. A lonely kid tricked into pushing dwarf propaganda, that's all. It's not so simple. There were also kids. Miran, she was trying to... You don't need them. Nothing to cry over. Nothing lost. Everything gained, however. If you hadn't gotten arrested, you would never have joined the Earthguard. It was destiny. A group of Asgalists turning on each other, running to the hills. To survive that, it builds character. Keep this goblin at arm's length. You don't know where he's been, or what his intentions are. You will make it as a lone cleric against the world, as always. No, don't push him away. You gotta reel him in, just like everyone else. Your main problem from the beginning has been one thing, honesty. You keep showing your true colors. Nobody likes that. Keep it friendly, keep it light. Everyone should enjoy your company. They can enjoy your company without it being a winning game. But if they enjoy your company, you win. Everyone wins, including you. Ignore this idiocy. Focus on your spells, learning, retaining knowledge, applying it during your downtime. Become an even greater master of memorization. Lone Cleric? You're a man, you don't need friends. Taking a short rest means kneeling down in the dirt, fist placed upon your chest, your brow dripping, pearls of sweat falling down upon your bulging pecs, in the dark, alone, by yourself, flying solo. You don't need friends, you're a man. At the start of your short rest, heal an additional amount equal to levels of exhaustion you have. Okay. Master Memorizer? Normally, your absolute genius allows you to recover spell slots during whatever breathers you take. Focus on this, the rest is useless. During a short rest, restore 2 random spell slots instead of 1. Tell me more about Friendly Company. Snell is a good person, you enjoy his company. Just his presence during a breather is enough to make you feel good at heart. The feeling is somewhat mutual. Who cares what he thinks? You do learn how to make friends for real. You seriously need to learn how to make friends for real. That includes manipulating them into actually sticking around. Friendly Company. During short rests, always roll hit dice with advantage. Snell also gains extra proficiency in his initiative rolls. So this is a wise or charismatic thing to choose? It's a mix, really. Like with alignment, it's all about intention. Do you view socialization as a zero-sum game? I don't know. Then it does not matter. A relationship is what you make it. If you assume it to be a cold calculation, then it is what you get. Sweet, good deal. Okay, I'm ready to make a choice. Lone Cleric. We go with strength every time. A man you are. And so you shall remain. Okay. Huge amounts of XP there. There we go. We filled this out pretty well. We've got a couple of quests we haven't seen, but we can always assume that these are quests related to things that we just simply never got a connection to. So, yeah, that all makes sense. Okay. Anywhere else I want to go? Also, I'm happy with that. I think that I'm fine telling her the information we told her. It's not really like secret information. Oh, I want to go to the crocodile. Yeah. We want to tell him about the rats, which wasn't a quest. We were specifically told the rats were not a quest, and yet I collected them all. So who's not handing in the quest now? That didn't make a lot of sense. Anyway, let's head over here. Can I speak with this guy? He is dead. Wait a second. Speak with dead. You begin the ritual. The words flow, magic takes hold. The skull's jaw begins to move, clicking, scraping. The dead man is really ready to answer. 5 questions, that's all you get. This is creepy. What is your name? The jaw clicks open. Johnny Longcock. How obscene. Surprisingly common among adventurers. All named after a certain famous pirate, Johnny Longneck. How did you die? Lost, thirst, darkness. As you suspected. 3 more questions. What are you searching for? The trove of Asuth. Dragons, gold, power. The legendary horde. He was a treasure hunter, a failed one. Who stripped your armor? Goblins, scavengers. After death, didn't feel it. Do you have any regrets? No. Adventuring is its own reward. Good man! The jaw stiffens, the magic fades, the dead man returns to silence. That's all you'll get from him. Well, that was informative and deeply unsettling. But useful. I suppose. I'll nod respectfully at the corpse and leave. The reason I didn't ask about the trove is we've already found it, so it's like, didn't really make sense to ask about it. Also, because it's the final day... yeah, let's just do that. Right. Up here, and... hello. Oh, actually, before we do that... behold! His resistance is not from etiquette nor kindness. This is a monster spawned from generations of hunters inflicted by the red mist of the Tree of Spiral. Hags. Hags made him. He is birthed from evil. Despite his nature, above all, he follows his instinct. Currently, it speaks, "Follow the wizard, it will grant passage to greater hunts. Those rumblings, they keep your flesh from being consumed." Okay. I captured all the rats, Kraid. Kraid did not ask. As the beast speaks, the rats rush from your grasp. One after another. 5 rats immediately crawl all over and around the beast. Wait, was that why you were running around talking to rats? Looked like they really like you, Mr. Crocodile. The beast stares at the 5 happy rats. Kraid does not care, but it does remind Kraid. The hulking monster grabs something behind a crate. A decapitated head, that of a massive bird-like creature. He tosses it to you. Ugh, that smell. The scent is strong. That can't be good for your image. How manly. Thanks. Gravity Chicken got caught. Kraid eat all, but Cleric can have trophy. Kraid offer assistance. Gravity Chicken? Now Kraid will feast with many gay rats, make them grow big and strong. Okay, an old turn for happy. You don't think he's using that word correctly. It's okay if I have a chat with your rats? Kraid has no problem with intra-species fraternization. Cleric speaks if Cleric wishes. Okay. You cast the spell and suddenly the squeaking becomes clear. 5 distinct voices. And if we break those chains, the workers' paradise will be right around the corner. You fool, giving into foreign ideology will destroy everything we've built. Can't we all just be friends? Friends, how naive. If you just let the market decide, we wouldn't need any of this. The rats are debating. Passionately. Oh no. The debate stops. 5 tiny heads snap to you. Oh, the human, the red rat says flatly. Hello, squeaks the white rat cheerfully. Wonderful, is it time to be transported to another part of the world again, mutters the yellow rat. Iron human, sympathizer of steel, observes the green rat with disdain. At least you put us with an ally. Death comes for us all eventually, whispers the black rat. What are you doing here? We live here now, the white rat says brightly. Crocodile is a good teacher, the red rat adds. The big guy doesn't eat us, which is pragmatic, the yellow rat seems pleased. A temporary alliance of convenience, the green rat sniffs, until the revolution. I see it in its eyes. One day, we will be food as well. You're having political debates? Obviously, the red rat puffs out his chest. The future depends on us and our ability to. Please don't get him started again, the white rat pleads. Too late, sighs the yellow rat. A fascist, the green rat begins. Nothing but a fascist. None of it matters, the black rat begins. See what you've done? The white rat wrings his paws. What do you think of Kraid? The crocodile, he's terrifying, the white rat squeaks. A strong figure, respects tradition, the red rat says approvingly. He's a solid business model. Theft, cooking, occasional violence, the yellow rat admits. I dig it. A tool of oppression. At least he's honest about it. Obviously some of these rats are tied to our, like, stats. The black rat and white rat I feel are slightly different, but yeah. Death incarnate. I respect that, the black rat nods slowly. Do you all have an order in which you reply in? You seem pretty organized, all things considered. Rats look at one another, clearly confused. The crocodile is terrifying, the white rat squeaks again. I do not collaborate with traitors, the red rat says. Seems you are, though, the yellow rat says, by simply engaging in this conversation. For once I agree. I also do not collaborate with oppressors, the green rat says. I say the last thing, the black rat also says, lastly. You all get along. The white rat laughs nervously. We're working on it. It's a fine get along, the yellow rat says dryly. We tolerate each other's presence, the green rat clarifies. Barely, answers the red rat. We are united in our inevitable doom, the black rat offers. That's not helpful, the white rat sighs. I don't think you guys can vote in the election, right? None of them respond. The black rat says, elections are exhausting. You're very politically engaged for rats. Size doesn't determine civic duty, the red rat bristles. Actually, studies show some smaller creatures have higher metabolic rates, leading to more passionate, the yellow rat begins. Are you seriously trying to justify capitalism with biology? The green rat interrupts. We do not pay for love, do we? We do not grind pieces of cheese and copper together for the sake of flesh against flesh. Not a bad idea, actually, the yellow rat responds evilly. Please don't start this again, the white rat begs. Prostitution is a difficult subject, the black rat says quietly. Think about hopping into the discussion and change her mind at last second. Good. You really don't want to start rolling around with the cheese eaters. That's how you pick up all kinds of ideologies. Was it okay I brought you all together? Yes, we're happy about that, the white rat explains. None of the other rats look happy about that. Great, thanks for the enlightening talk. You do so and the chatter turns back slightly into slightly less annoying squeaking. Then you turn back to the hyper-dangerous crocodile man grilling slog dogs in the sewers. I'll nod, and then leave. Okay. Well, we finished a quest that wasn't a quest. That's good. I suppose we should speak with the hag, maybe? We did find out some more info, but I think we already got all the info for the hag. Snell wasn't there with the hag previously, though, so there might be more info. I kind of feel like we're out of things to do, which would be that we should advance the story. Did I miss this previously? Guess so. Oh, also there are things over here. There's a skull! Okay. What do you make of this, Snell? He crouches beside you, studying the bones. A goblin, real old though, before my time, before my parents' time even. Wonder what he was doing down here. Well, wonder no longer. You begin casting the spell and the skull begins to rattle. Jaw twitches, opens, closes. It is ready. Mist glance at Snell. Don't look at me, that's the old tongue. Can you speak Diminorian? A pause. The skull tilts slightly. Dukim thu tenga an forga palai. I speak the tongue of the Slayer. How did you die? The skull is silent for a moment. As, I am not dead. I am resting before the final stretch. What do you think of Earth? Earth, your walking god, your conqueror. He crushed us beneath his heel and called it mercy. I do not think of him, I refuse to. Old hatred, centuries old, still burning. 2 more. What were you doing down here? Ag Tethith, escaping. The city above, the temples, the destruction. They take our names, our tongue, our gods. Refuse to go to their schools. Will flee into this undercoast path. I've already been there. What's your name? Thag O Scathleen. In your tongue, Shadow's son. The skull's jaw stiffens, the false life fades. Snell stands beside you with a dark expression. Yeah, that's about what I imagined. It was a long time ago. That opinion is still regular among goblins, for your information. Might be good to keep it in mind. Does it bother you? Maybe, hard not to. It's not important right now. Okay, so that's another way we could have found our way to the undercoast path. Alright. It's interesting seeing the other ways around the game. Oh, this one I can talk to. Oh, wait a second. I think I was speaking to Snell. Ah, never mind. This is exactly the same as the others. A dream patch. Cool. Right. Let's go in. Behold! Okay. Why was it that that didn't seem to give us advantage? Because we had a 12, didn't we? It gave us disadvantage. I don't know. Anyway. Can you make me a wand? Have you got my lingonberries yet, Cleric? Oh, yes I have. Oh. The hagling looks over, her face scrunched. These are fresh. Real fresh. Where did you buy them? I plucked them below. You actually went all the way down to the ridge? Highly impressive. She tosses the berries into the cauldron, momentarily causing a green piece of sludge to fly up, then down again. Then Lisa walks over to her oven, taking a small piece of firewood, a twig from its creaking hatch. Creak and crack, wood wakes to feel. The hagling dips the tip of the twig, Murmur, shimmer, hearts unseal. She drops it in entirely, the liquid lighting up into a blinding flash. Touch it once, touch it twice, it knows what you conceal. Ooh. It's... grab it. An intense, esoteric aura. There we go. Goosebumps. Not exactly ideal. The chaotic power of the hag is barely stabilized within the wood. Alas, it will help some. It's exactly what you need. Time to make people smile. Lisa gives you one of her biggest cackles yet. One of my best yet. Only a minor wand, of course, but considering I pulled that out of my ass, you should be very happy with these results. I am very happy, thank you. You're welcome, etc, etc. Now go enjoy your little toy, Cleric, unless you want to become a hag or something. I'm fine. Actually, no. She takes an iron ladle from the oven area and starts to stir the pot once more. Now, if there's nothing else, try the tea shop again. Yes? Tell me about Mr. Drummer's little smuggling operation. What do you think I know? A lot. She lets out a short laugh. Drummer is an idiot. He wanted extra cash and had a hidden room that the city and the goblins didn't know about. That's what I'm assuming, at least, she says and gives Snell a glance. No, you're right. That went under our noses. The Free Striders stored contraband with him. Some under-the-table stuff, nothing too serious. They would not trust him with anything too serious. Like a necklace of fireballs. Yeah, like that. Why not? Have you met the guy? Rhetorical question. That's illegal. Yes, very true. She rolls her eyes. But he could have facilitated this situation with the tea shop. Drummer did not blow up the tea shop. He might be dumb, but he's not the type to do something like that. Not on purpose, at least. Then who did? A great question. I've been trying to figure it out myself. But the strings only speak of doom and gloom around me, no matter how I search. No mention of illicit fireballing wizards running around, sadly. Think we should take her to the stockade or something, Snell? He shrugs and whispers back. I don't know, do you think you could even take a hag? I could take a hag or two. Wish I had your confidence, Cleric. If you do try it, I'm not gonna help. So just so you know. Coward. You think she did it? Honestly, no. She doesn't seem like an assassin to me. If it was an accident, she would give herself a better alibi. I mean, she's a hag, for God's sake. She could probably conjure up something, right? Do you think I could take you? Take me? Oh, in a fight? No, I'd blow you away. Without a fireball, since I do not have access to that spell. Suspicious? You underestimate me and my divine powers. Lets out a shrill cackle. It's not your power I'm doubting, buddy. But I like your feisty nature, it's very weird. Historically, hags fight with mind-altering spells. You could probably resist her charms, but still wouldn't be a good idea, just talk to her. Alright, we don't need to fight her. Right. Yeah. We've done all that. Leave. Okay. So we did get another thing to internalize here. Okay. Cool. Oh, I didn't check this either. 2 strength, 2 con, -3 charisma? Oh, if it wasn't -3 charisma, it'd be great. +4 charisma wand. That's insanity. Yeah, oh, it's a weapon as well. Yeah, no, I'm not interested, but still interesting. So that's hag, right? We saw that somewhere. This one? I thought there was a red thing that popped up. Oh, it might be in the tea shop that popped up, to be fair. Yeah, you know what? It was probably the tea shop. Show quest branch. No? Yeah, I don't know which thing she added into, but I don't think we have anything new that needs, like, completed. Yeah. I think we're fine there. Just double check these while we're here. Yeah. I don't think we need any of these. That's fine. And nothing to take root on. Must be in something we already had taken root on. We did there. Also, clericals. There we go. So we've done that. What else should we do here? Just thinking through in my head what we've still got to do. I think that's pretty much everything. There's probably more people we could speak to for a tiny amount more dialogue, but I don't think there's anything that we drastically need to do. We obviously didn't meet with the Ascalists, but it just must be an area we didn't go to somehow. Yeah, or like yeah, I don't know. Or maybe it's mutually exclusive with the other one. But anyway. Yeah. I get the feeling we could have found her. We just didn't. Alright. Back up here. We wanted to speak to the devil again, actually. Let's speak to the devil. Also, if the seagulls there, I'll speak to them. I'm not really feeling like I need to, though. It's not drastic, but we will if we... or if they happen to be there. Okay, we'll speak with them in a second as well, then. Oh, also, have I got full understanding? Yes. Alright.
Huh?
If there was an eldritch aberration hanging about underneath the city, would that be illegal? Huh? That's a fun question. Entirely hypothetical, I hope. Sure. Well, let's put it like this. The city of Norvik does not enjoy any illicit creatures roaming below. But ever since the last big CBC, that's the City Below Crusade, there haven't been too many problems, just occasional pop-up. But hey, if there really is a big monster below, go talk to your patriarch about it. Maybe get another crusade going. Would be fun, eh? I like the sound of that. Yeah, I bet you do. But if you really want to get resources for something like that, you gotta have a public outcry first. So, you do you, Cleric. Okay, fair enough. Seagull. I know what you are. You're a killer, and I will catch you in the act one day when you least expect it, scum. Bird does not react to your statement. I'm not a huge gull fan either, but... You know what? Sure, fuck gulls. Now can we leave it alone? Speak with animals. As the spell activates, you suddenly watch the bird let out an annoyed grunt. What are you looking at, you dumb featherless walker? Shut up, you dumb bird. It speaks. The bird jolts and looks at you sideways. Who is this one who speaks so bird-like yet does not carry wings? I'm the Cleric. The bird lifts its neck up high. I am Faye, Devon Sir of the Cost, servant of the Saint Sea. You're no feather, not enemy unless you break the oath between our worlds. Oath? What oath? The oath of pieces. Your low status would not allow your upperclassmen to divulge such information, of course. It is the oath that tells your people to allow us to take your offerings, sacrifices. You mean our scraps? Holy scraps, he barks. Squawks? Yes. The bird sounds like, or speaks like a bad politician who loves the sound of his own voice. What are you doing here? I am on a mission to watch the water. The Lord of Water demands information, I give it. After a long day of information gathering. Who is Saint Sea? The Holy Sea. Jeez. Bird screams awfully loud. I serve the Lord of the Water of the Holy Sea. He roams the coast. Do you live here? No. I nest at the wreck. That is the Holy Sea's home base. You are not invited. Or are you voting in the election? Its eyes light up. The Holy Sea, the bird yells calmly. It flaps its wings violently. That's not an official party. It should be. You better not be asking it about politics, Cleric. The goblin is perceptive. He knows you well already. What do you know about the tea shop explosion? The what? Big fire over there. Ah yes, it was the blue flames of death. The Lord of Water has spoken of it much. He knows there is sign of the end times. Oh gods. The bird is devoted, that is good. As the featherless burn upon the end of the ebbing tide, those who stay seated will scorch like the burning coast. A second coming of the featherless hubris, and the doorways will open once more. The bird clears its throat. That's actually like some huge lore. So the gates are going to reopen, the gates between worlds? That's interesting. The Holy Sea says it is so. I do not remember the rest. But it is something like the feathered court will rise as long as the dice of the string master favors us. I get it, that's cool. The Holy See is truth. Can I meet with the Holy See? No, only the feathered are permitted. Thank you for your time. Alright. I will leave. Okay. Well, we actually got some more lore out of the bird? Somehow? Wonder if Dusk is in here. Sorry, not Dusk. Duck. I keep forgetting it's Duck. Duck's a very silly name. Duck isn't here again, huh? Interesting. Interesting. Okay. He's not been back since we had our nighttime meeting. Guess I should speak with her as well while we're here. Also, when it was like, go gather your followers, I get the feeling that... Oh, that's a large bird. I get the feeling that we should go and speak with Etir and see if she'll join us. Assuming that the Sphinx gives us the same thing that Viscon gave us. Let's browse your wares. Elven Ointment's going to give us dexterity, I think. Empty a fruity bottle? You know what? Give me the empty a fruity bottle. Please. Alright. See ya. What's up with that? A genie once made this lamp its home. It's cleared by the remnant magical tingle you feel when you touch it, also the smell. So intelligence, wisdom, minus con, advantage against elementals. Not useful for us. Oh well, there's not really a way of finding out before you buy things, so... I think. Anyway. We gotta speak to the crab down here. That's something we didn't do. I was also thinking, if there's an area we haven't been, it's gotta be Water Lane. There's gotta be something in Water Lane we missed. Yeah, whatever it is, I don't know what it is. As in, I don't know where it was, but that's the area we've been in the least. Or the bit between, I'm meaning. Actually, the bit between here and Water Lane. But anyway. Right. Your magic causes you to hear tiny sounds from the crab. Sound that turns into a squeaky voice. Hi there, big fellow. What's it like being a crab? It's great. What do you like about being a crab? I'm not a crab. Haha, funny. No, really, I'm not a crab. What are you then? Some kind of failed creation of the gods? What does this crab know of the gods? Does he hold some esoteric secrets of the world? Wait, what do you know about the gods? Heh, I don't know nothing. Fair enough. I'm a nationalist. Yeah. Whoa! The crab snips intensely. He's excited. Okay, it's decided. I'm that too. This crab, you can learn from him. Good choice. Thanks, you too. Your companion is mostly trying to ignore your conversation with the crab, but he eventually opens his mouth and lets out a sigh. You should know that you're just smacking your lips together over and over again, Cleric. You look like an insane person, but please continue conversing with the crab. What's your name? I'm Primity. Cool name. Thanks. Do you have any information for me? Oh yes, I do. Did you know that there's an abundance of worms on the riverbank this time of year? There always is. It's causing me to gain a few pounds. The ladies will love it. Oh ho, we got ourselves a lover crab. Not even the bad kind. That's it for now. Alright. Well, I'm glad we took the time to speak with the crab. The bird is like, here's some like lore about the world. The crab's like, I'm a crab. Okay. Anyway. That's the wrong way. There's no reason to go that way. Because this way gets us to where we're going quicker. Anyway. Actually, no it doesn't, because this is the wrong way. Anyway, whatever. Maybe the Ascalists are in one of these buildings. Maybe you get a way into one of them somehow. Yeah, possibly. Maybe in one of those ones. Yeah, I have to assume that they're there, but I think that Pillar Crossing is the other place that they could be. Because this is the area we haven't been in a lot, right? What's this? A conspicuous crawl space? Is this them? Did I find them? Oh, never mind. Never mind. Yeah, that's Snell's house, right? Or one of these is. Oh, Snell's house is down there, maybe? Okay. Doing a little wandering around, seeing what we got. So we went to all of these, didn't we? Yes, that's Snell's. What about this place? Leads outside eventually. So where does that actually take you? Takes you here. Okay, and then that takes you here. Oh, we've been here, right? Yeah, this is a shortcut to this place. Okay. Just trying to figure out everywhere we haven't been yet. Yeah, and we've been through a couple of these things. Head up here. What's this one? R and A? We've been in here? This might be a place that we haven't been yet. It's just a random apartment. Ah, yeah, so one of those might be one of the ones that we need to. Simi, son of Strokeback. Check who lives here? Simi. One of the Asgul's, nice guy. Knock? That was very low, they probably didn't hear you. Knock? With a flick of your wrist with a faint circle appears on the door, and then clang. An overwhelming explosive sound echoes into Pillar Crossing. In an instant, the wooden door is flung open and it stops, hitting something hard, creating a loud clang. Fabin? The door appears to have hit a dwarf on the other side. Nice, it's unlocked. Try to enter the apartment. The dwarf on the other side grunts and shoves the door shut again. It opens the slit in the door and screams, I hit my damn toe. So can I come in? I hear him take a deep breath. I hate magic. Maybe we should start over. You hear a grumble on the other side of the door. Ah, guess who it is, lads? That's right, it's the Cleric. Great to see you swing by, Mr. City Man. Hold on, let me unlock the door for you. He closes the slit. You hear some yelling from beyond. Then you hear a click in the door. It is opened. Time to make some friends. I found them. Yay, I found the Asgalists. Wow. Okay. That is crazy that we've just missed this entire area. Glorious and powerful, symbol of a Visca champion. Oh, that would be that'd be stealing, would it? Bathroom is surprisingly clean inside. Visual propaganda. Simi and the boys. Ooh, I know everything. All's the Asgul way not due to choice but due to indoctrination and tradition. He wants to live up to someone, his father, a patriarch. Simi, the right-hand man of Alphos, wants to be his own man but simply cannot. Not just his own skin, but those who depend on him in eternal devotion as well. It is painfully difficult to dislike him. Okay. Alphos knows he's privileged, he hates it. His ideals clash with his blood. Girl on a mission, she's out to fight for the green no matter the battle. Her brash exterior is no fakery, it is her heart worn on each of her sleeves. Okay. Copper press, the most important invention of the arcane era. Okay, hello. Mr. City Man. You see a throng of dwarves shuffling around inside the tiny apartment. The smell of confined sweat reminds you of that summer you spent as a farmhand on the plantation. Good times. Welcome to the Asgalist Sanctuary on Tolstad, for short AST. An apartment full of nothing but dwarven willpower. How can they even breathe in here? This just looks like an apartment. He draws in the air around his teeth and looks around. We might not be as well funded as you city folk, but we use what little we have to fuel efficiency. But the question is, what can you do for the Asgalin Workers' Party? Alright, I didn't think of that. Well then, let's see. The dwarf sucks in a deep breath through his teeth. He glances to his men before nodding slowly. "We don't really need anything right now." "Good, then I have some questions." "Questions can be answered. We're very busy here, we'll grant you some of our time." "Nope, not telling them anything. Whose apartment is this?" Simi was kind enough to lend us the use of his home until the election. Wait, thank you, Simi."
Oh.
You hear the voice in the back. "No problem, Foreman." Know that tea shop that blew up, tell me what you know. "Well, I know damn well how happy I am that none of my boys were inside at the time. I'm especially happy that none of the youths got hurt either. They spend a lot of time there from what I understand." "The youths?" The Asgul youth. It's the youngling corps. They mostly deal with teenagers and get them into the Asgul groove, as they say. The dwarf does not keep up with modern vernacular. "Did you know the owners?" "The Birdman? No one ever spoke with him. Something about him never struck quite right with me. And not because of the voice thing, just it seems like he was happy hosting the youth's meetings and let us have official drinking nights with the local workers. But he seemed to be an opportunist, if anything. Something about the way he acted. I'm not sure, just a gut feeling, you know. The dwarf knows, but not why. Man of intuition and little else. Were you and your men, or where were you and your men on the day of the explosion?" Busy as always. Now I can't keep track of every lad in here, but me myself, I was in the palace at the time, applying for 5 or so PPGs alongside another foreman. I heard the boom though. Most of the city probably did, right at noon. No one really seemed to care that much, even with the ball of smoke rising from Tolstad. I rushed over, of course. The fact that no one died was a miracle, and I'm not one to assign divine intervention for nothing. What are your thoughts on the explosion? Free Striders. For sure one of their ploys or plans or schemes that blew up in their faces. Maybe one of their hired hags, or an elemental mercenary gone rogue. I just know it, they're involved in this, and probably the owner, that drummer fellow, as well. That's all about the tea shop for now. Good. What are you voting in the election? Free Strider. Of course you... Excuse me? He gives you a clap on the arm and laughs. No, Asgulist, of course. What a stupid thing to ask. I like that about you. He cannot call you that. That's an insult. You call me stupid? Get offended. He scoffs. Don't act like my curse mother. It's only a jest, Cleric. Curse mother, dwarven slang for mother-in-law. Don't be so sensitive. I've dwarf ancestry, you know. He squints at you. No, really, I'm very dwarfish. No, I believe you. Just wondering how much. A quarter, half. A 16th? He grumbles. Well, you're a dwarf in my eyes. I'm sure you got a lovely beard under that helm of yours. Well, possibly. He looks you up and down. You're kinda short, too. Means it's a compliment. Dwarves, man. I'm average. Well... The dwarf flashes you a smirk. Want to know more about you, Alphonse? You do you? Where are you from, dwarf? My life story, I was born in the Billin, a city within the twin mountains of eastern Viscay. Used to be a foul place, cleaned up in the later years. It's only the VK settlement that's connected with the River Torna, so growing up I often spoke with Norvikian sailors. I was always fascinated by the world outside. Especially since, as exiles, my people were in many ways viewed as outsiders among the underfolk. To not even be allowed to dig in your own mountains. What kind of life is that? What's this Ban Embers thing? My family. I'm a distant cousin of the ruler of Visca Regdom, something I'm not proud of. A name is just a name, but annoyingly it has helped me over the years. I wish to distance myself as much as possible these days. How did you end up becoming an Asgul? Chance mostly. I emigrated with some of my family members. I was still young in my eyes. But coming to Norvik, suddenly being in your 30s, meant that you were old. I liked it. I used my education as a Ban Embers to join the dwarf human activist groups around the city, helping any way I could in various guilds, sometimes as a labourer, sometimes as a consultant. That's how I got in contact with the Asgulist party in its early days. I was not a founding member, but I was an assistant. Holding the title of the third secretary of the Asglas party was my crowning achievement for a long time. Now for some 20 years later I'm a foreman, and that means I report directly to the party council while I still keeping my boots on the ground. That's the way I like it. You think dwarves belong here on the surface? Ah, an incendiary question. Dwarves belong where there is good honest labour. That is, in my view, all along the coast as well as below it. There are dwarves building oppressive empires under several bans. There are dwarves who build ships and journey dangerously close to Jor's Point. There are dwarves who live in settlements not unlike those of the Fordnip halflings. Just like you humans, just like any folk along the coast, we are as adaptable as they come. A pillar of Asgal belief is not to view people as cogs in the machine, but rather as slabs of sandstone, each shaped uniquely by lifetimes of toil. What do you think about humans? Like tall, skinny dwarves? Oh. He stares at you for a moment sternly before bursting into laughter. We're all different, Mr. City Man, but trust me when I say that all creatures you meet around this strange coast of ours will always be more similar than we are different. Dwarf and human, man and woman, devil or angel. All is bound by the laws of nature, these rigid norms, and also, of course, a bunch of strange esoteric mechanisms. Yet a few words exchanged and you'll find us with the same terrible flaws and wonderful minds. So, I like humans the same as I like dwarves. Don't you worry. Which party do you think will win the election? Ah, party in Norvik. The Nationalists are in the clear lead and will be until election day. The city will reclaim its supremacy then? No, that's long gone. The Workers' Party will get upwards of a fifth of the popular vote, 20%. Free Strider's a bit over 20 and the Nationalists about a quarter. Maybe a 30% if they're lucky. Our current goal is to use these last few days to surpass the Free Striders to limit their oppression of the working class. But the Nationalists will win the majority this time. Good. I'm voting for the party of Norvik, you see. He blows air out his nose. Ah, figured. That's all I wanted to know. I'll leave you now. I'm not going to shut down the operation until I've spoken to everybody. Okay. Hello. Hey. He is afraid of you. Dominate him. He is good. The goodest you've encountered in months. You sure fit a lot of dwarves into this tiny apartment. Yeah, it's a lot. It should be only 5 or so. How many are here now? He looks around and taps his fingers to count. 4, 5, 6. Yeah, maybe a few too many right now, but it's just until the election, so it's fine. This is your apartment? Yeah, I'll have to clean up afterwards. He appears uncomfortable with the current arrangements. Alpha has probably convinced him. What do you know about the tea shop? Nothing really. He grunts and gestures towards Alphonse. Ask the foreman. Hey Alphonse, Simi says you know something incriminating about the tea shop. No, I did not, foreman. Yeah, he did. Simi's a snitch. What are you yelling about? Stop messing around. Alpha's sure is a bit sensitive, isn't he? Winking at Simi. No, he's not. He nods. What are you voting in the election? Election? Workers' Party. Interesting choice. Why? I work for them. Bad reason. Oh. You're not going to ask me what I'm voting for? He looks at you for a long while. His rocky, endless wasteland of a face does not move an inch. Then he opens his mouth and mutters out, Okay. I'm voting for the party in Norvik. Okay. The dwarf, is he made out of stone or ethereal silk? That face, that Dan Stern face, doesn't give you anything, love or hate. This Simi, he rivals the eldritch horrors of the Gate era in his ineffable form. You and me should be friends. Oh, okay. That was easy. If only everyone was disagreeable. Now push it, he can serve you well. Did I say friends? I meant more like a master-slave type dynamic. He frowns. No, I don't like that. Too bad you already agreed to it. No, I have not. Yeah. He looks around and then he nods. You've outsmarted him. You've dominated him. That's all for now. Thank you, citizen. Okay. Odessa. The human woman frantically checks the pipes and rolling cogs on the thick copper press. Her focus is on the machine. Mr. Cleric, or should I say Mr. Piece of Shit? That's uncalled for. It's not. I can't believe Alphonse let you in here. You too, quiet HWBT guy, she says and flicks her tongue. He holds up his hands. Hey, keep me out of this. He wasn't even there, was he? Right? Because I think that was us going solo. Anyway, you really screwed us over, you know. We lost an entire delivery because of your bullshit. It's the law. If you've ever dealt with legal stuff in the city, you would know damn well that everything's a goddamn grey zone. So shut it. Law's the law. You're thinking like a construct, stale and unthinkable. Or you're like a construct, stale and unthinkable. She sighs and looks up at you. Did you have anything interesting to say or just wasting my time? Moody, are we? Moody? Moody? Bad move, hombre. You look around, meeting the gaze of one of the dwarves. He's slowly shaking his head at you. I'm incredibly busy. I've got a ton of... She takes a breath and crosses her arms. You think you'd say that if I were a man? Okay, well, we're in this deep. If you were a man, I'd never disrespect you like that, for fear of getting my ass kicked. So you mean, you're saying that the fear of violent reprisal is the only thing keeping you from acting like an asshole? Well, I don't think that keeps us from acting like an asshole. I'm fairly certain we act like an asshole 100% of the time. But we're going to say pretty much. So what if I had a missile wand or a crossbow? Would you act like a dick then? I like how we can just smirk and say I'm a sneaky rogue, smirk. No, then I would respect you. Okay, sure, I'll make sure to get a weapon in the future. She scoffs and frowns. See, I think you're just another asshole who thinks the world owes him a smile and a handjob. That's funny. No, you were owed nothing from her or anyone else. Crude penis comments. Beware. Beware. The world does not owe me anything. She squints at you. Whatever. I'm busy here, very busy. Can you be quick, whatever it is you're here for? And why do you have this quiet HWBT guy with you? He weirds me out. Look, I'm just an observer, or a cleric handler, I guess. She lets out a short laugh. Okay, I get it. Cleric handler, that's good. Snell shrugs. I can't give the orange ledger to her. I already gave the orange ledger to the other person. And I'm not going to give it to her. What's that thing? Copperpress, she answers without looking up. For the chance. Are you allowed to run a copperpress in an apartment like this? Are you a friend or not? Can't a friend act about the legality of a copperpress? Of copperpresses? She frowns. The city has a bunch of inane and quite frankly oppressive laws about what constitutes a legal printing business. All of it's bullshit meant to keep people from printing stuff the city doesn't like. So it's illegal then? Fuck off. Calling it illegal when those who decide the laws on print media are also affiliated with the biggest political parties in the city. Things get morally dubious, but I can promise you we're on the right side of history here. The girl's more backbone than half the bureaucrats in the palace, which is very dangerous for both her and those bureaucrats. Cool thing you've got going here. Thanks. She would prefer to be appreciated by the rebels, the youth and the cool people, not by helm fascists. Did you set this whole thing up yourself? Why, you don't think I could? Whoa, she's reading way too much into that question. The girl is prideful, she'll bite you if you nibble. I'm gonna look at the very, very heavy machine and look at her. No, you could not carry this yourself. I'm the second forewoman among the youth Asgulls. Forewoman, we say? Yeah, she mouths and glares at you. It's like a foreman with tits. Oh boy, she ain't a people pleaser, is she? This girl sure has a temper. My mentor, she founded the Youth Asgulls from scratch, so I've got a lot to live up to. I'd helped a bit before taking on the editing role, so I've run with the Youth Asgulls since I was a kid. I didn't expect to take over all the Tolstad stuff. I'm happy to do it, I'll admit I'm a bit spread thin, and honestly it's... She stops and clears her throat. Until the election, we're giving it 200%. Now kid, do you have any other questions or can I get back to work? Who writes all the articles? We've got a circle, anonymous journalists. And no, I'm not giving you names. Come on, please. Actually, you know, what if I said you had to tell me? She raises her eyebrows and squints at you. You serious? She glances around to several dwarves hustling around in a tiny apartment. You don't have the authority in here if you didn't notice. Wonder how long I could last if I started a fight here. She sighs. But I do write a bit myself, mostly to fill out the pages. You're both an editor and a writer. That sounds fun. Sure. What do you write? Page ops, mostly. Ah, opinion pieces. From you. She groans and taps the machine. I write about current events, guild conflicts, strikes, corrupt officials, illegal spellcasting by clerics. Her eyes land on you for a few seconds. Anything the other newspapers won't touch, basically. What kind of writing are you inspired by? She laughs. I highly doubt you know any author I enjoy. Tough words from someone who probably only reads modern trash. Try me. She hits you with a grin. I enjoy Lady Sem Kufrin. Her poem series should be mandatory reading for every young girl in Norvik, if it were up to me. Vitil Aebarg is my favourite modern Asgal author. It's fiction, but it's like so much more than that. I also love Vanessa de Crawdad. She really has this, ethereal nature to her, don't you agree? The last one's fake. You made the last one up. She laughs. You got me. Just wanted to make sure you were awake. Okay, any more? Oh, and politically, I'm really into the early works of Helga Hemlin as well. Uh-oh. It's genuinely inspiring to read a collection of early texts back when the Norvikian suffragette movement was just getting started. Bad memories. Did you know she went from a peasant widow into the headliner of the biggest ever city protest in like the span of 4 months? A truly great woman. Oh, that's our mother? Wow. Okay. Yeah, Mom worked a lot back then. She's probably the most. The girl stops talking and gives you a confounded look. I mean, she works a lot these days too. Her eyes widen. Your mom is Helga Hemlin. Yeah, so what? What are you yelling about? Odessa looks over to the dwarf. The cleric just claimed that his mom is Helga Hemlin. The human suffragette? Yeah. The other dwarf starts to mumble. Wait, you're not kidding, cleric? It's just my mom. Holy shit. The goblin turns away and mutters. That explains so much. So, effectively what happened is her mother was a progressive suffragette and like a huge writer of the Asgal movement. And we rebelled and got caught up in the manosphere of Earth. Is this what happened? That's crazy, like what the hells? Yeah, crazy. Anyway, I have some other questions. No, I've got some questions. I guess I could answer some questions. Okay, well, I barely know where to start. She knows exactly where to start. Like, how is she as a person? Is she working on anything new? What's up with the Pro City Forward in her latest collection? How much does she actually believe in Asgalism analysis? What's she voting in the election? Your companion appears equally invested in the conversation. I think she's voting for the party of Norvik. What? Why? You must be mistaken. I saw her voting card the other day at the party of Norvik crossed in. No way. But she's literally worked against the old guard of nationalists for her entire career, very publicly. Why would she? She has a lot of friends in the current government. How do you think I landed a gig as a cleric? That's shocking. Huh. I'm not sure I believe you even. Ah, okay. What am I, a dispenser of answers to questions? That's your role. Come on, just answer. That's usually your line. As a person, she complains a lot, mostly about me moving out. You live with your mom? Huh? It's not weird. Most people in Norvik live in multi-generational housing. Maybe in the countryside. But I always imagined that she was like this self-made woman that really cared about people, you know? You'll have to decide that yourself. Wait, I can meet her? I'd love to do an interview after the election, of course. You can't. It's settled. Once it's all settled, I'll make sure to look her up with your recommendation. Now, about that other stuff. Remember something about her writing a novel. She doesn't talk much about her work with me. Oh, that's cool. I was hoping for another collection, I guess. She doesn't talk with me a lot at all. Oh, well, she must be busy. Asgalin analysis? Yeah, you know, historical materialism. That the true power behind the course of history on the coast is the struggle between the social classes over control of the means of production. Like peasants versus kings? Sure, something like that. Okay, that's enough. No more questions no more answers to your questions. Fine. Well, now since you've entertained me, I guess I can answer some more questions if you have any. I've got other things. Great. Tell me about your relation with the tea shop. Love that place. Not because it was good, but lots of memories there. You're friends with the owner? Oh gods no, Mr. Drummer just served tea. We didn't talk to him much. Really sad to see it gone. I don't know what kind of trouble he ended up in, but I never expected Mr. Drummer to get into explosive trouble. Anything else? Not really. He just served tea and made that clacking sound. Alphas might know more. The dwarf glances over to you with a frown. What about an elf? Her eyes go wide. We talked to her once or twice. Nice gal. She shuts her mouth and points to Alphas. Talk to him. No, you tell me more right now. Nah. Did she just not you? Holy shit. She points to Alphas again. I'm not a snitch. He'll tell you what you're allowed to know. What are you voting in the election? She stares at you. Then she looks to the large Asgol banner hanging on the wall. Are you kidding? Never. I'm voting green. Interesting. You want to know what I'm voting? Not really. I'll let my lower lip quiver. Yeah? You want anything else? Damn it. She's smarter than she looks. I asked you. You asked me? Please? No. Anything else? Why aren't you commenting on the fact I'm wearing a bucket on my head? She slowly closes her eyes. I'm actively attempting to ignore it. We make it very difficult. And for some questions about you. You hear her let out a deep sigh along with a dwarven word. Orca. Orca, a dwarven expression meaning something like, I do not have the energy to deal with this right now. You seem annoyed. Right, get on with it. Why don't you name yourself in the paper? It's an illegal paper, Cleric. I see. He looks to you for a second, then shrugs. What made you join the Asgol Youth? Lots of things. I read Asgol, for one. The original sin. I also saw the socio-economic imbalance in the Norvikian society growing up and felt like I had to do something about it, you know? Oh, and I found a great mentor in Mirren. Mirren? Yeah, she was the founder of the Youth Asgol. She taught me a lot. I've heard about her. Real troublemaker. Trouble is just another word for change. Suppose that's true. Mirren. We have heard that name before as well. Yeah, Mirren. Where are you from? Grew up in housing, like everyone else it seems. Though my parents fled Reeds before I was born, the so-called revolution was a hard time for them. What about you? The hills, then on Northwall. So you're a farm boy. Guess I could see that as long as you vote green. How did you get this massive printer? Hand me down. She gives you a grin. Won't tell you more than that, copper. Do you like milk, perchance? No. Even ignoring the ethical concerns of production farms, which I won't, then it's still no. Keep the milk is yours. I see you have a weak constitution. Scorn would be a good description of the expression she's given you. Alright, no more personal questions? Sure? Is there anything I can do to be of assistance? She looks you up and down. Really want to help? Not really, just being polite. Okay, then go back to playing City Guard. Alright. I don't feel like us helping her would lead us towards a nationalist path. Right. That's fine. Oh, wait a second, there is more here. You see a throng of dwarves shuffling around inside the tiny apartment. The smell of confined sweat reminds you of that summer oh, no, never mind. We've already done that one. Right. We've already spoken with them. Why are we restarting the conversation? I have some questions. What I'm here to shut down this entire operation? He glows at you for a moment. Then he bursts into laughter. Mr. City Man. I can say many things about you, but unfunny is not one of them. I'm not joking. His face grows stern. If you try anything, any magic, we will break you. So stay on our good side, Mr. City Man. He's joking a bit. Okay, and now we have this. The copper press. The machine hums in the corner. The copper press, a wonder of the late Arcane era. Look at the machinery. It's humming along. They keep it running since it's usually a hassle to get the macho engine going. It's time consuming to set up a copper press for a print, but once it's going it can go forever, or until it runs out of ink. How does this thing work, like actually? A series of thin copper plates or wafers are magically configured to align with the alignment plates. This process takes time, and stacking the wafers in the right order and making sure the pages are lined up properly can take many test prints. Could I sabotage this machine? There's potential here. If you disrupt their calibration bad enough, you'd fuck up their entire production pipeline. It'd be really dangerous. These dwarves could mess you up if they spot you. Agent Vera would be very happy if you did, of course. Oh, let's not then. Okay, so it would only help the free striders if I did that anyway. And we're not good at it, so we will leave them be. Well, I'm happy. We saw the Asgilists, which I think are the last group that we never really spent time with. There's obviously more to the Asgilists, right? There's obviously more, but we're not going to engage with it because, well, like, that's not really this playthrough, right? The Asgilist stuff will lead us in a completely different direction to the direction we've been going, so, yeah. Anyway, I think now, yeah, there's only 3 quests we're missing. I have to assume that this is an Asgilist quest. I don't know what this one could be. It could be like an HWBT quest, because it goes from the Dragon of Tolstad, like it could spawn off there. I have no idea what this one is. Valkyrie, Ruffled Feathers, maybe Free Strider quest off of Ruffled Feathers? Maybe something like that. But, yeah. We have had a good look at most things in the game. Oh, there's another one up here. That could also be Free Stridery. We didn't really go down the Golden Horde path. And this I also think is... Oh, actually, no, we finished that one. I was thinking that could be, like, related to the Golden Horde as well. Anyway. I'm going to end the episode here. Thank you very much for watching. Next time, we're going to see if Ulysses will send us through the point of no return. And I think we're going to speak to Etir and see whether Etir will come with us. But beyond that, I think we are, yeah, we're mostly done. Actually, before that as well, I'm going to do one of those. There we go. Right. So, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.